Oh, what's up? This is your boy Ballin coming at you with a tutorial on how to set up OBS. If you're trying to stream through a PC, you will need this software in order to stream the video. First things first is you're going to want to download OBS. So go to Google, type in OBS, pops up Open Broadcast System. You want to download the left one. The versions will change, so the 0655 will change depending on when you're actually watching this video. So you want to click that button. Click this down here. I'm not going to click it because I don't need to install it again, but you would click this and run it and install the program. Now that with that said, open up the Open Broadcast System. You'll come into settings first things first, because everything's going to have a white screen. You're not going to have anything over here. So you want to come into the settings and let's get this thing set up. On general, you can usually leave this the way that it is unless you want to change the language there. Encoding is really important. This is actually how much bandwidth you're using to stream on the OBS. 3,000 kilobytes per second is what I have right now. My internet's ridiculous. I get about 17 to 20 meg upload speed, so 3,000 kilobytes per second equals about 3 meg upload. Twitch will not let you stream any faster than 3,000 kilobytes per second. So depending on what kind of speed that you have is what you're going to want to put there. So you can come on to an Internet Explorer, Google or MSN, speed test. So we're going to go to speedtest.net. We're going to run a speed test to see what kind of internet speeds you actually have. Now, if you already know what kind of internet speeds you have, you might not have to do this. But for the guys that don't know, this is what you do. See the ridiculous download speeds I have. I actually work for the cable company here, so I have the fastest internet speeds that we offer. Looks like 15 to 16 meg upload speed, so 17 meg upload speed, more than enough to run at 3,000 kilobytes per second. Now, if you are having problems streaming or lagging, you might want to come in here. The UCBR, that stands for constant bit rate, which means it's constantly going to try to stream at 3,000 kilobytes per second. Now, if your internet's up and down, you can uncheck that and it will actually stream as fast as your internet's doing at the moment. So don't necessarily suggest that unless you are having freezing or lagging problems. So you'll want to leave that checked. Going on to the next, broadcast settings. No, we don't want to save that. Now this is very, very important. This is where you actually set up your Twitch account. So live stream, you'll click live stream, which I think it comes like that. Then you want to select Twitch. Next is you want to select the server that you're coming out of, which I just use US West San Francisco. That's just what normally pops up. Actually, I'm going to change that. We're going to go to US East. Since I'm on the East Coast, we're going to go to Florida. Next is the path, the stream key, which this is also very important. What you want to do is come up, go to your Twitch page, twitch.tv/ whatever your page is, which mine is BallinIn256. Once this comes up, you want to hit this little down arrow on the left and go to Video Manager. This is where you're actually going to get, no, sorry, not Video Manager, the dashboard. This is where you're actually going to get your stream key. So this is very important that you do not give this stream key out to anybody. So what I'm going to do is not put that back in. I'm going to cancel when it comes up and asks me. So you want to put that big long stream key in, copy and paste it in there, and leave everything else the way it is, auto reconnect and 10-second reconnect time. You can change the file path of where your recorded videos go if you want. If not, just leave it the way it is. I left it the way it is, so it goes to my user Ballin video. So leaving that alone, we're going to go over to video, which is going to ask to save, and I'm going to say no. So this is another important part, the video. So it's going to automatically capture your graphics card if you have a custom graphics card in there. Mine's an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 970, which is a very powerful graphics card. So I'm able to stream in the custom resolution of 1536 by 864. So a little bit more than 720, which normally you want to stream in 720 and possibly no higher than that because of devices that do not allow a 1080 picture in resolution. So streaming 720 so everybody can come on and watch and they don't have any lagging or freezing problems. Now, if you do have a problem streaming at that rate, you will actually drop frames and whatnot because your computer is not fast enough. You can click the resolution downscale, which I had to do when I first started streaming because my PC was not powerful enough. I usually downscale down to a 384 or a 432 resolution. So this will help with freezing or lagging. Now the picture quality is not going to be as good, but at least you will be able to stream without a lag or a freeze. So that's very important if you do have problems freezing. So you can switch it downgrade it. Since I have a great PC, I can leave it at its max resolution. I'll also stream at 60 frames per second because I do have the Elgato HD60 caption card for my Xbox One. So if you don't have the HD60, you're not able to stream in 60 frames per second. But I do, so I do stream in 60 frames per second. If you're having lagging and freezing problems, try dropping that down to a lower number, maybe 20, maybe 25, something of that nature so that your PC does not overwork itself. So I'm going to leave that the way it is. Next is audio. We do not want to save. Audio. This is important if you're streaming Xbox and you want to hear your sound come out of the speakers of either the monitor or the laptop device. You can leave it as default. That way it plays the sound through the TV or the laptop. Now if you have headphones or speakers, you can select one of these, but I'm going to leave it at default. Your microphone, you get to actually choose what kind of microphone you have. Now my webcam has a microphone built into it, so I just leave it with the webcam. It does have somewhat of an echo in it, but that's because I'm in a room that has wood floors and walls and there's nothing to keep it from echoing. Now, if you have problems with the mic actually syncing up, you can hit the reinitialize button, which will take that microphone and reinitialize it, and that way you can hear sound through the stream. So everything else I would leave the same. Leave the push to talk delay. Now you can change that around a little bit if you're having an actual delay when you push to talk. But everything else I would leave alone. Going down here to hotkeys, you can set up whatever kind of hotkeys that you want. That's your preference. I don't have any. I just start my stream and I go with it. Coming over here to advanced, I would leave all of this alone. Let it all do itself. I think the keyframe intervals need to be 2, which Twitch, oops, I don't want that. Twitch will actually suggest that you change it to 2. I think it starts at 0 so that it's automatic. But if you want to change it to 2, your PC doesn't have a problem streaming with freezing or lagging, change it to 2. Also leave the use current frame rate, just leave that alone. Coming over here to quick sync edit encoder, leave everything alone in here. You don't need to bother with that. Browser, leave that alone too. Microphone noise gate. Now this is important. When I first started streaming, I had background noise. So I came up here and I clicked this little enable noise gate. So basically it would not pick up anything but the sound of my voice, which is really nice if you have fans in the background or your PC makes a lot of noise, because the microphone will pick all of that stuff up. So click that noise gate button. That'll prevent any of the background noise. Scene switcher, leave everything alone in here. Don't bother with that. That should do your settings. So we're going to get out of that, and you see that I already have a picture with the camera and a border and all this other great stuff. Now, you're going to start with a scene. Oops. Going back. Hold on. All right. Now, this is messed up, so we're going to go up here and change it to monitor 2. There we go. My bad, guys. So you're going to have the first scene is already going to be here with no sources. So the first thing you want to do is add a webcam if you are going to use a webcam. So you will want to right click and add, and you will come down here to video capture device. So you can name it whatever you want. I've named it mine webcam, so I'm gonna go webcam 2 since I've already got a webcam, or we'll go webcam 3, that'll work. So when it comes up, you need to select the device here. And right there is my webcam. You will switch it to that. Now, depending on how fast your PC is and how good of a webcam he is, you can custom resolution. So I stream at, my webcam does 720. I can go all the way up to 1080 if I want to, but I don't need you guys seeing every little spot on my face. So we're going to leave it at 720. If you want to up the frames per second, if your webcam is able to do that, you can, but I leave mine at 30, which really gives a smooth picture. Everything else I would leave alone. Now, if you want to add a Chroma key, you can. A Chroma key is actually a color that it actually blanks out and you can see through. So you'll see some people streaming where all that you see is their body. That's because they have a green sheet of paper or cardboard behind them, or even maybe a green drape behind them, and they use this Chroma key. You select it and you can choose any color that you want. So normally it's green, which will actually make the sheet invisible and all you see is their body, unless you wear that color green shirt, and then you'll be able to see through your body. I have done that a few times. It's kind of funny. Anyways, coming back to the settings, you'll leave everything else alone. Click OK, and that'll pop your webcam up here. You can resize it by clicking the webcam and editing scene. And that way you can stretch it as large as you want. Going on to your next, you will want to have a video capture device. If you're streaming through Xbox One or PlayStation 4, you will need to buy a caption card. They usually run about $100 to $200 depending on which one you get. But I have an Elgato HD60, so we're going to go set it up that way. Click Add, Video Capture Device, name it whatever you want, but I'll leave it there. Now, it will pop up and you select Devices, Elgato Game Capture HD. That is it. Everything else, leave alone. It automatically sets it up. That's what you want to do. I'm going to hit Cancel because I don't want to add it right now. Next is I have a monitor here so that you can see the screen. You would go right click, add, and monitor capture. You can also just window capture. Now the window must be open in order for you to capture just that window. You can also size it down to get just a little part of the window if you wanted to. That would be sub-region. Up here you would select which window you want to capture. Since I don't have any open, there's none listed. You would click sub-region and it would let you drag to a point of the window that you want to capture. We're going to leave that alone. Next is adding the border of a video camera. This is just basically a picture with a Chroma key in it. I'm going to open it up. Actually, my buddy made it without a Chroma key, but you could select a Chroma key. If the middle of the border was white, you could select it. Like Chroma key, leave it as white, and it would make everything visible in the middle to where you could put your camera right on top of it. Now that's your basic settings of the OBS system to where you can stream. If you want to stream a video game on your PC, you would right click, add game capture. Now that's the same thing as the window capture. The game actually has to be on at that time when you select game capture. That will have the application right there. You select it depending on game that you're using or playing, and it will stream it straight to the video. Now remember, these sources are in order. So if I moved my webcam, right click, and I moved it up one, now the border is behind the webcam, which you can't really see it, but you see how it's in front of the border. If we move that back down, you'll see the border is in front of the webcam. So it's very important on which order you have these things, because if you put the Elgato or your video capture device after your monitor and you have your monitor checked, you will not be able to see the video inside the stream. Now if you uncheck it, you would be able to see. If you have any questions or anything was unclear to you or just need some help setting it up, make sure you come see me, twitch.tv/ballinin256, and I'll be more than happy to help you out for any questions you have, or even checking your specs if you're going to be able to stream Twitch at all. Come see me, twitch.tv/ballinin256. I hope you enjoyed this video. You guys keep it real. Peace.